Yes, greetings, scholars. So, as the promise was from our WhatsApp channel, we are going to deal with a series of the Wakissha mock papers until they are done. So, biology, we finished item 2 and item 3. So, in this class, we are going to deal with the Wakissha chemistry paper, item 1. Now, before I proceed to the paper, since the class is going to YouTube, those that are going to be on YouTube, you utilize this minute to subscribe. That is very crucial. Yes, so I'm giving you 30 seconds. First subscribe. Yes, so now from that, I want to assume you people you're done. What is the reason of doing that? The reason is simply that every time we put a new class on YouTube, you are notified. So holiday classes, they started already. That was on Monday 17th August 2026. This is the Wakissha Chemistry 2026 Suggested Guide by Mr. Henry. That is our number. Now, for you scholars that are new, that maybe you have just seen this class for today, Cabo Academy is a past chemistry and biology academy. If you want to join our holiday classes that we are having, you'll simply utilize that number. You either call or inbox and you'll be responded to positively. Item 1 was saying the Nakubugo women group in Mukono district makes laundry soap from palm oil, caustic soda and water as an income generating activity. The members in the area have used the soap for some time, but it forms stains on white clothes, making them dull, hence getting perturbed of what to do. What does this mean? If you are going to analyze our item, it means that this women's group that they are speaking about in Mukono district uses natural materials to make the soap. Which natural materials are we speaking of? Number 1, palm oil. You know that palm oil is gotten from palm trees, so meaning it is in natural form. Number 2, they are using caustic soda and they are using water. Water is also in its natural form. So the first thing we analyze is that these women are using natural materials to form soap. However, this soap that they are making, when they use it to wash white clothing, it leaves stains in the white clothing, meaning it does not bring out a uniform cleaning. There are some stains that remain in the clothing. Hence, this made them perturbed. To be perturbed, it means that you're confused. So this left them confused on what to do. Let's see the second paragraph. So the second paragraph is saying, in the bid to find a solution, a local non-government organization has donated cartons of powdered agents to the group to test the quality of washing with the available water. You have been asked by the group leader as a chemistry student in the holiday to prepare a report to the women group. Now, first and foremost, the local government organization is giving out donations of cartons of powdered agent. Everyone knows that the powdered agents that they are speaking about, they are the examples that we use every day at our homes. That is the magic, that is it is called the white star magic, that is the omo, that is the sunlight. So powdered agents, they are those detergents that have been listed. So what was the task telling us? So the task simply says, as a chemistry student, part A, state the categories of the cleaning agents and explain how they work. State the categories of the cleaning agents and explain how they work. So this means that the first place or the first role that we are going to do, we are going to first categorize. After categorizing, we are going to explain. Okay, so how was that supposed to be answered? Number one, the women group uses soapy detergents. Why are we saying that the women's group uses soapy detergents? From chemistry, soapy detergents, they form scum when they are used in when they are used in hard water. And in the scenario, they said that this soap that is used by this group of women, whenever they use it to wash white clothing, there are some stains that remain in the clothing. So this signifies that it is really soapy detergent. Now, the women group uses soapy detergents, while the non-government organization uses soapless detergents. So that was our category, and it had to be stated briefly like that. Now, perhaps if in the question they said explain the categories, you were not going to stop on just listing them. You were going to explain what soapy detergents are and what soapless detergents are. Hope that is clear. But since in this question they said state, that's why we just state. Number two, in the question they said state the categories. Hope everyone can see that. State the categories. You saying state the categories, it means we want two categories. But had the question said state the category, then even our answering format was going to change. We were going to say the women group and the non-government organization use the detergents. Detergent is a category, but when they say categories, then you go ahead and you give us the categories of the detergent. Detergents are broken down into two: soapless detergents and soapy detergents. I want to assume that is taken. So that was the category. Then the other thing they wanted, we explain how they work. Now, how these detergents work, that is the same as the cleansing action. So both agents have the same cleansing action. Soapy detergents and soapless detergents have the same cleansing action. How does this cleansing action work? So this is how it works. When during washing, everyone knows that we dissolve the soap in the water. So when the soap molecules dissolve in water, what happens there? Soap is made up of the hydrophobic tail and the hydrophilic head. What do we mean by the word hydrophobic? The word hydrophobic here, it is made up of two. Hydrophobic, number one, is made up of the word hydro. Hydro, it means water. Then phobic, it means fear. Okay, so this signifies that the tail of soap is water hating, or it is water fearing. And the hydrophilic head, what does the word hydrophilic mean? Hydrophilic, still hydro, it means water. Then philic, it means liking something. So it means the head of soap, for it likes water. Now, when the soap molecules dissolve in water, soap is made up of the hydrophobic tail and the hydrophilic head. The hydrophobic tail dissolves in dirt. Now, since the hydrophobic tail does not want water, for it is going to orient itself around where we are having the dirt. Okay? So, the hydrophobic tail dissolves in the dirt and the hydrophilic head dissolves in water. The hydrophilic head dissolves in water because for it is water loving, or it is water liking. Hope that is clear. Now, in the process of the hydrophobic tail dissolving in the dirt and the hydrophilic head dissolving in the water, what happens? This lowers the surface tension of water. Someone might ask a question, what do we mean when we say it lowers the surface tension of water? Now, saying that it lowers the surface tension of water, we mean that it makes water to be wetter. What do I mean when I say it makes water to be wetter? Yet water is already wet. Now, pure water molecules, they stick tightly to each other, forming beads. Okay? Pure water molecules stick to each other very tightly, forming beads. Now, when we say that it has lowered the surface tension, this means that in the condition where we are having this water has been broken into small parts and now can dissolve other substances into it very well. Okay, so that's what we mean. So this lowers the surface tension of water. Hence with continuous agitation, that is removed from the cloth. If continuously you proceed as you're washing your clothes, the dirt is going to be removed. What do we mean by the word agitation? Agitation, for it means application of force. You know that during the process of washing, there is that friction that is used by the hands. So that is what we call agitation. That application of the friction forces. Yes. So hence with continuous agitation, that is completely removed from the cloth. Now, the process of removing the dirt from the cloth is what we call emulsification. Okay, it is called emulsification. Yes. And after the emulsification, the clothes are later rinsed. So when they are rinsed, all the dirt are now removed from the cloth and is taken to dry. So that was simply the response to that. Number one, what did we have to know? What we had to know is that when the soap molecules dissolve in water, this soap is made up of two parts, that is to say the hydrophobic tail and the hydrophilic tail. The hydrophobic tail, it will dissolve in dirt, while the hydrophilic head will dissolve in water. In the process, as that is occurring, this lowers the surface tension of water. And once the surface tension of water is lowered, hence with continuous agitation, that will be completely removed from the cloth, a process known as emulsification. And that cloth will also be later rinsed to remove all the dirt particles. So simply that was part A. So I want to give you time to take screenshots of that very fast. You take screenshots of that. Now from that we want to see part B. What did part B ask us to do? So part B was saying describe the side effects associated with the laundry agents. Now whenever they say side effects, as we are answering the part of side effect, there are some intensifiers that we should use. When you miss these intensifiers, everything that we will write, even though it is correct, it will be marked wrong. For us to have a side effect, we should have used this material for some good time. That's where we start from to see its side effect. So the intensifying words that you should use, number one, prolonged use. If you don't use the word prolonged use, you can use the word long-term use. If you don't use the word long-term use, you can use the word overuse. So these words are really showing that it is a side effect. Okay? So prolonged use of the laundry agents causes skin burns and irritations. When we are marking or scoring the side effects, other problems, other dangers, one side effect carries 3 scores. Where do these scores come from? The first thing we do, we identify the danger. That is what I initiated with DI. DI, it means danger identified. So the examiner will put a tick and you write DI. DI, it is meaning that you have identified the danger. After identifying the danger, you explain the danger. That is what was abbreviated as DE. DE, it means danger explained. You explain further your side effect. Then DM, it means danger mitigated. What is the mitigation to your side effect? With all the 3 components given very well, you're given 3 scores on 1 point of the side effects or danger. So, prolonged use of the laundry agents causes skin burns and irritations. That is the danger. That is the side effect. Now, furthermore, explain how do these skin burns come about? How do these skin irritations come about? This is caused when the skin gets in contact with the chemicals in the detergent that damage its outer layers, hence pain. Here I have explained how the irritation comes about. How does it come about? It comes about when the skin gets into contact with the chemicals in the detergent. Remember, soap is made up of various chemicals. When these chemicals come in contact with the skin, they damage the outer layers, hence pain. So that is your explanation. From that, you simply give a mitigation. So this can be mitigated by use of personal protective gears like gloves, so as to protect the skin. You know very well when you wear gloves, you're hindering the skin from getting into contact with the soap that you're using. So that becomes a solution. Yes, you take a screenshot of that too. Now, on the side of side effects, they only want you to give one side effect. However, to be on a safe side, you write 2 side effects, such that if one is wrong, you get your score. If all of them are correct, you get both of the scores. So you take that seriously. If you're very sure that the one side effect you're writing is correct, then write 1. If you're not sure, you write 2, such that if one is wrong, you have one that is going to save you. So likewise, that's what I did for you people here. That is the second side effect I gave you. Prolonged use of the laundry agents leads to eye redness. This is caused when the eyes get in contact with chemicals in the detergent, hence inflammations or loss of sight. How can it be mitigated? This can be mitigated by washing the affected eye several times with clean water. It has the 3 components, the DI, DE, and DM. You also take a screenshot of that. Then part C, what was part C saying? So part C was saying, what are the similarities of the laundry agents? Now here you give the similarities between the soapless and the soapy detergent. Okay, so both the laundry agents are cleansing agents. They are used everywhere to remove stains from any material, or clothing, or washing utensils, anything. Okay, so both agents are used as cleansing agents. That is the first similarity. The other one, both of them, they contain surfactants which lower the surface tension of water. It is the surfactants that are in the laundry agents that lower the surface tension of water. And since we said both of them have the same cleansing action, this simply means both of them, they lower the surface tension of water. Now, also on the part of the similarities, you can give 2 to 3 to be on a safer side. Don't write 1, write 2 to 3. Part 2 are saying the difference between the non-government organization agent and that by the woman's group. Now here you have to give the difference between the soapless detergent and the soapy detergent. Now, soapless detergents are made from synthetic materials, while soapy detergents are made from natural materials. As I was starting to read the scenario, we saw very well that the soap that was used by the women's group was made from palm oil, from water. Those are all components that are natural. Secondly, soapless detergents do not form scum in hard water, while the soapy detergents form scum in hard water. So that was the second difference. Now, after us making that difference, it is from the differences that we base on to make a choice. We don't base from the similarities. We base from the difference of one material to the other to make a choice. So the choice was, hence from this, they should use soapless detergents because they have an effective cleansing mechanism. Why do they have an effective cleansing mechanism? Since they do not form scum in hard water. So simply that was part A. That was item 1. That is how cheap it was. So you also take a screenshot there. From this series, get prepared for item 2. It will also be covered. We see how easy was item 2, Wakissha chemistry. And once we are done with the Wakissha series, from your voting, we are going to do KAMSA. Yes, KAMSA mocks are the next. So from that, let us continue getting more educational support from Cabo Academy, where we deal with chemistry, biology, and physics in their easy bits, so they are made easier at our academy. Scholars that are there can testify that. Other than that, that was your paper. Nice time.